Remembrance. Remembrance, it's that quiet moment when you thought something was supposed to happen. Something was supposed to change. The crown, the jewelry, the message behind the jewelry. These symbols. This is resembling or is reminiscent of a cross, is it not? And up here, we have this sort of cross in a way as well. But it reminds me of a joint here or a piece of bone, which is resembling also our skeleton and our spine and how it's connected to our ribs. I saw it in a music video by A$AP Rocky. And it's the one where he's walking up. I can't remember the name of the song now. Well, in it he is basically walking high up in a really tall building with scaffolding and just metal bars, and in that you get a shot where you can see the cross. You can see many crosses, but you can also see many instances that look like this. Now, in a way, I'm also trying to understand what it is that my art means. Am I making it for someone? Am I making it for people? It was something I questioned before, and it is something that is also talked about in this painting right here. When looked at the process, one would notice that this painting looked completely different before. It reflected something completely different before. And then something happened and things changed. Perspectives changed, and one felt like something was not enough. One felt like maybe it was the right thing to do. I do not regret it, for I know what is underneath. But I also see what's on the surface. Her expression has particularly changed for me. Earlier on, it seemed a bit more confident, more bold, more in her power. She was wearing bright red, beautiful gown. Not overdoing with the jewelry, but more in the sense where certain colors clash. But what I love about this is that she embraces it. She wears it. She stands there holding her sword, or can also be recognized as a wand. Because initially it was sword energy and then it became wand energy. Being able to feel comfortable in expressing your passion. When I say your passion, your innermost fire. The way that it comes out naturally. Be proud of that. own that. Though there are moments where you might maybe not see it as something special or something that overshadows something that used to be or looks special in its own unique way. In a way, it's also about being okay with expressing oneself in a different way for some time. Remembrance is about collecting all of the mental space and wearing it like a badge, wearing it like this. How do you call this? As a um, yeah. I also remember that it was written and inspired by Miss Universe, and Miss Universe was a title that I was so honored to receive in our international international day, where we had a sort of pageant thing where we would dress up as a country, and I just so happened to receive the Netherlands, which was really lucky. And it was really lucky that my parents could fund it for me and that my mom organized it for me. I helped to give some photos, and my mom made sure that it was ready for me in time. And those are moments that I'm so grateful for. The moments when she allowed me to feel like I was a princess. It's funny that because there's a woman on here, I want to reference womanhood, I want to reference motherhood, what it means to be a daughter, what it means to represent lineages and bloodlines that go so far into our ancestry that we might not even know, but we can know. Why is that knowledge not as openly accessible as the air that we breathe, a knowing of our identity? This once again references my exhibition that I did on identity in 2024, where I represent and I show this blue color again in the background of a painting I made of my grandma. We called her Vovo, or I called her Vovo. She lived with us, and I have a feeling that I might have been her daughter. I didn't mean to say that. But there has been a question about whether someone or maybe I am connecting to someone who feels like they might be from somewhere else. Because these emotions have been with me, and I don't know where they come from, okay? But I know that they have to come out, and I know that if there's someone out there who needs to hear something that can help them not feel alone, I'm here for you. I'm here for you, and we're all here for you. When I say we're all here for you, your ancestors, your spirit guides, who you were in your past lives, spirit animals, even beings, the air molecules, the wind, the elements, you, Because in the end of the day, it doesn't matter what you're wearing, it doesn't matter the jewelry, it doesn't matter if you're expressing all of that is inside, outside, trying to be understood. Or is it just you trying to be yourself? So why is it that you feel a certain way? Why do you not smile? The golden snake is here, which is referencing also the golden snake in the painting Balde. I want to say again, this is not praising Balde. Do not shy away from a word because it is associated with certain stereotypes, perhaps. Stereotypes, isn't that what led to a lot of wars? Battles, whether that be physical, metaphysically. The longer I stare into her eyes, though, it's like you can read it. You can read her face. I had a conversation with someone about how I wasn't sure if people would understand because so much happened underneath it. Would they get it? Would they make the connection that I made? No. And that's okay. Unless I'm there to explain it or I've already said it somewhere. But if they come to that conclusion themselves, or if they come to any other conclusion that is relevant to them and their life, it means that the purpose of this painting, it was fulfilled. The painting is not here to earn money for itself, really. It's here to show something. It's here to show that even if things don't look as impressive, that don't look as da-da-da, they can still be good. At first I thought, I'm afraid of losing my realism. Because what if my art does not attract the same people or the large group of majority of the art lovers? Wow, what a sentence. But you know, but that doesn't matter. But at the same time, strategically, it was a good way of entering the world. It was a good way of practice. I had been practicing and I got really good at portraits. Eventually, I just wanted to break free. What did I want to break free from? The crown is here to also represent everyone's crown. Just because this person looks like who she is, it doesn't mean anyone specific. It means put yourself in her shoes. How would you feel? She is a mirror. the owl for wisdom, which is interlaced with this other bird here. It looks like a bird to me, but I believe that it might look like something else. Maybe, yeah, this kind of looks like a space, and like everything is white, but like the yellow is like a painting, and here these are people, and this white bit here is like the light of a laptop, so they're all around this screen thing. Now it's kind of trippy because it almost looks like they're sitting on the floor and I'm looking from above. Yeah, interesting. So in like moments like this, I believe that my artwork or this, the way that that you create when you let go, or something that I've realized is that you can always go back and find little things, like it's endless meanings. You do have to be in a particular mind state maybe, or you have this in front of your desk and something sort of stops you in your track and then gives you some time to stop and think and look, and then you look up and then a meaning or a picture comes up for you. Like this reminds me of a whole like picture. This kind of looks like a face here. Very beautiful face. This yellow almost reminded me like a banana, but more like, I don't know, like banana ice cream, or just this yellow thing, melted crayon. This is similar to a plant, so it's making me think of something that would be in like Mad Hatter's story or something. So many colors and swirls and pastel-y colors and symbols as well, if you can recognize. The triangles here are to symbolize and to connect back to sort of also ancient history and one's wisdom that comes in remembering that. We also have wax here. This is candle wax. Ooh, and I just broke off a bit. Oops. This is also gold paint. I love using gold. I started using gold when I had first access to it in 2020. Embellished all as many works as I could that I thought were on canvas and needed it, or I don't know. I also have some beautiful roses here for you guys. Look at that shot. Look at the gold. This reminds me of a golden dragon. Yesterday I went into a Tibetan store, and this Tibetan store, they represented the dragon here. Well, they represented a dragon, so one of the four. And it was interesting that again, the number 4 comes up, but 4 beings that were one of the first, I'm not sure, light givers, light bringers. So I will put up the pictures, but for now, these are the roses. Roses are significant for I I didn't know how I felt about roses for some time. I thought that roses were, I don't know, overly given, overly praised. But then I grew to know that there were a lot of roses, and how you can also embody, and people can embody rose like qualities and still be so different and still be so unique to themselves. I always look at the symbol and I'm not quite sure what it means yet. Let's find out. Spordo. Spordo. Sordo. This writing here also, let's see. Alasa. Kara. Sankil. I feel like I can't multitask because I'm hungry. So, if anyone wants to do additional research on that, please feel welcome. And if you would like to share in the comments, please do. For this is only. For these are just thoughts. For these are just emotions that pass by. It also talks about how when we create artwork, we come in the night with an idea and then we don't work on it for some time and then we come back with a different perspective and in a way wash away what was there. But also there's a stark difference of how one approaches something. All I see is signs. All I see is dollar signs. I love that. I love how beautiful that looks. And the texture. I love layering. I feel like it just brings such an amazing atmosphere. All of these colors, like, and frick, like, look, landscapes. Look at those clear as mountains. Clear as mountains. What? Like, this reminds me of some of the work that I saw yesterday as well. I met Leighton Rowley. He's an artist, and that's crazy. I also just love the details and the gold and all of these layers. It reminds me of a vast landscape of a sky, and this is the ocean, the sun. So this is also meant to be sort of similar to a snake. It's supposed to also contrast the golden snake because throughout the whole journey, the snake goes from being green to not present, but present in the background, to eventually being more and more present, and then solidifying into gold now because there was some sort of energy attached to it, if I can say that. And yeah, I don't really want to over explain. So I really hope that you maybe enjoyed this small little chat, and maybe it could help with understanding what it is that this work means to me, and maybe what it could mean to you. The wax, it symbolizes heat, it symbolizes. It was also a last minute decision in a way. Wax can burn. Fire can melt things and burn things. And it's like, yeah, obviously, what's your point? Is that if you ever touch fire, I feel like there's something about touching fire and knowing what it feels like to feel the heat. And perhaps there even being something connected to how fire or the burning sensation is represented on her skin, on her bare skin. In many ways, I know this might seem a bit broad, it connects to something that I noticed. I researched, after having a nudge, people who were born or who died on the 26th of July, and I came across Atahualpa. Or it was a scenario where I was watching an Inca video and researched Atahualpa and noticed that he died on the 26th of July. So much has happened, bro. One of the two or one of the many certain just so happened lucky situations, and I thought that's so interesting. I was born on the 26th. I've made drawings that symbolized culture that is symbolic of theirs in a way. I've had visions and seen temples. And I know I say it so easily now. There is a time when things feel right. And maybe there isn't a time at all that it feels right. And I want to do this and just say this now, that's all. It was a thought, it was a connection, and it made me think of his death and how he was burnt on the stake. How that must have felt like. One of the largest communities in the world